So at 7 o'clock, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen on March 11th, 2019 to order. Roll call, Kathy Tendridge.
Madeline Priscilla, Virginia San Pietro. Becky Hewitt.
Item number 3 is to approve the meeting minutes from February 25th, 2019.
I just have a question on, there's going to be a public information meeting on March 7th, it says, on the Sky Renewable Energy.
That was the one that we just had on that solar company that came.
Is it going
That's
to be...
not our solar company, that's not the town's project.
Okay, so there's not another meeting for the public coming up on that one, it was just the staff.
No, there was one last week
So that was...
for the public.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yep, they had 2.
Okay.
They had one for boards and commissions, and then they had one for the public.
Okay.
So they won't have another one. I don't know if that's up to them, that's not a town project.
So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to accept the meeting minutes from February 25th, 2019. Item number 4 is, and item 1 is to set the date for the annual town meeting. So I would like to set the date, the new date for the annual town meeting for April 11th at 7 o'clock in the auditorium at the Plainfield Town Hall.
I'll make a motion to set the date for the annual town meeting for April 11th at 7 o'clock at the town hall. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for the date of the annual town meeting to be April 11th at 7 o'clock p.m. in the Plainfield Town Hall auditorium. Item number 2 is to consider and act on the resignations from the Ethics Commission. We had received a letter from A.J. O'Connell and then a Mr. Nicholson who contacted Louisa is due to his health, he needs to resign. So at this time, I would need a motion to act on the resignations of A.J. O'Connell and Mr. Bill Nicholson.
I'll make a motion to act on the resignations from the Ethics Commission of A.J. O'Connell and Bill Nicholson. I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to accept the resignation of A.J. O'Connell and Mr. Bill Nicholson from the Ethics Commission. Item number 3 is to consider and act on sending the Board of Education's request to use special education funds to offset additional special education expenditures, $350,000 to the Board of Finance. So do we have any questions or any more discussion on that? Ken is here if he would like to speak more, if there's any.
And the Board of Finance has already heard about this. I mean,
They presented. They've already presented it, so now we'll have to send it to finance.
I'll make a motion that we send the Board of Education's request to use special education funds to offset additional special education expenses, $350,000 to the Board of Finance.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to act on sending the Board of Education's request to use special education funds to offset the additional special education expenditures, $350,000 to the Board of Finance. Item number 4 is I would need a motion to approve the tentative agreement between the Town of Plainfield and the United Public Service Employees Union, Plainfield Highway Department employees, executed and dated February 28, 2019, for a collective bargaining agreement covering the period of July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2021. Action by the Board of Selectmen of the Town of Plainfield pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes Section 7-474B.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement between the Town of Plainfield and the United Public Service Employees Union, Plainfield Highway Department employees, executed and dated February 28, 2019, for a collective bargaining agreement covering the period of July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2021. Action by the Board of Selectmen of the Town of Plainfield pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes, Section 7-474.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to approve the agreement between the Town of Plainfield and the United Public Service Employees Union, Plainfield Highway Department employees, executed and dated February 28, 2019, for a collective bargaining agreement covering the period of July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2021. Action by the Board of Selectmen of the Town of Plainfield pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes, Section 7-474B.
I don't know if you know the answer, but are these contracts are available for the public to use?
I believe so. But I will get a definite answer on that, but I believe so. So item number 5 is budget discussion. So we have received copies of our department budgets, and this actually will be the first time that we've discussed them at a Board of Selectmen meeting. I know both Ginny and Madeline, you received the police departments as soon as they gave it to us. You're just receiving copies of all the departments now with a copy of an estimated or projected budget for 2019-2020. Some of the things that we need to look at that are going to be new expenses this year, as we've never had an engineer on staff, so we do have an engineering firm that we have contracted, so we do need to include that in our budget this year, so that will be extra. Due to the state mandated unfunded MS4 project, it's important that we have that engineer on staff because we're going to really be needing those services a lot for the project. The other,
Where does that show up?
so if you look under, it's very small, the print. So if you go under General Town, you'll see the engineering firm. You're on page, I was going to say, yeah, there's no page numbers.
Oh, I see.
Next to the last page.
Yeah, all right.
So if you go halfway down, almost, so we've allocated $36,000 for the year for an engineering firm, so you'll see that new expense in there. The other big item that we need to look at is a highway director. We hopefully will be hiring a highway director this year. And what I did is I reached out to CCM to get estimates for towns that are appropriate to our size, to get estimates from them what a highway director would cost. So you're going to see in the highway department under salaries, it's larger than it normally would be with just the increase of the raises, and that's because of the highway director. So those are the two big things. The other thing too that we talked about and that we've been working towards is the Northeast Transit. So that's going to be extra money that's added into the budget because if you recall, there was money in there previously And then we had gone to the Board of Finance to allocate that $5,000 to it, but that was only based on the amount of months. If we had gotten the Northeast Transit when we thought we were, now we have to do a full year. And again, we don't know, we don't have any dollar amounts yet, and when that is gonna be approved, that depends on the new DOT commissioner and the state of Connecticut, so.
So it'll be more than what we had allocated for this.
And then the other thing that came up when it comes to Northeast Transit is that is just for Northeast Transit. That does not include SEAT. So if SEAT actually comes from Jewett City to Plainfield or however they arrange that, no money has been talked about there, so I have no idea. John Filchek has not heard any numbers from SEAT. And the last time we went to the DOT and met with the commissioner, when we went with Heather Summers and Ann Daphne, Dennis Zelinsky, who actually was involved in that, had said that there was really, at that point, SEAT really had not figured any dollars, or there wasn't a lot of talk. So that could be an additional cost for transportation to Plainfield above and beyond the Northeast Transit.
And how far do they go now? I know they go to Walmart, but do they go to Job Lot?
So the SEAT bus, I'm not sure where that goes in Jewett City. And the difference between that bus and Northeast Transit, so Northeast Transit is a bus, it's like a small,
Right, they're big.
the SEAT bus is a large bus. So that would be the bus that would be coming up here to hook up with Northeast Transit.
At Big Lot.
I don't know, I really don't know, Jim. So that could be an additional transportation cost for the Plainfield. Some things that we really have to look at.
Than the transit bus, from what I understand. They will be going a greater distance, covering a larger territory.
Into ours?
Not into Plainfield, no, they'll only come into Plainfield wherever they designate a pickup point to meet Northeast Transit, which they're talking about Big Y. I don't know if that's where they'll do it, because originally, they had either said, when I had met with John Filchek and Dennis Zelinsky and Ann and Heather, they had said it could be Northeast Transit could go into Jewett City, but it seems more like SEAT wants to come into Plainfield instead of Northeast Transit going into Jewett City, because originally they had talked about Northeast Transit going into Jewett City's town hall and meeting, because SEAT has a stop right there, but I don't know.
Then they would have to pay up, or pay Northeast Transit if they went for.
If Northeast Transit, that possibly could be Jim, yes, because then they wouldn't be coming out of their territory.
Yeah.
So those are the three really big items that will affect our budget this year. Kelly did give us a proposed, she kind of put all the budgets together, and you have a copy of that. So if you look on the second page of that and you take a grand list, according to all the numbers that we have, and again, this is just a proposed budget, this is not final, the new mill rate could be over 30, which will never pass.
That's a big increase.
That will never pass. So there's a lot of work to do on that. So you have copies now of all the departments' budgets, so that's something we'll have to really start looking at.
Okay.
So do you have any questions though on the proposed budget as far as like any of the revenue or anything?
Honestly, I haven't had a chance to
Right.
look at it enough yet.
So under the revenue, state revenues, those figures that have come in for like Pequot and the pilot programs and all of that, that has come right off the municipal aid, the estimates, the statutory formula grants. So those numbers are right from what the state has proposed. So
And it's a decrease.
some of them are, yes.
But it looks like it's an overall
Yeah.
increase of
Yeah.
9%. Well, yes, I think we'll have to do some work on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good, thank you. We have some homework.
Yes, we do.
That's for sure. So do you have any other questions about anything in the budget? Oh, I know, I take that one. All right, so if there's no other comments or questions on the budget, item number 5 is correspondence. We have no correspondence. Item 6 is other. We have no other. So then I would look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried to adjourn at 7:16, the regular Board of Selectmen meeting of March 11th, 2019.